Good morning, I'm in Paisley today. It's going to be quite a short walk. I'm just trying to find some of the local historical landmarks in the centre of town. Which basically amounts to the town hall, the abbey, perhaps the old thread mills at a distance, and perhaps the Coates Memorial. So let's go and have a quick gander at them. That building is definitely something I'm not wanting to show. Hardly historical, bit of an eyesore. That's the River Cart, or the White Cart Water. So on the left there is the town hall. On the right is Paisley Abbey. Absolutely spectacular buildings. But I'm going to cut a round over this bridge and get closer to them. So the Paisley Abbey is over 860 years old. I'm sure it's been refurbished plenty in that time, but still a hell of a magnificent building. I've got another video on my channel where I filmed the inside of it, which is really impressive. Not going to do that today because the camera I've got doesn't work well in the low light of indoors. I'm just going to show you the outside, which I hope you like. I mean, there'd need to be something wrong with you if you weren't impressed by this building. It's a beauty. There's a few gravestones outside the abbey, just down here. I don't want to go walking on the graves, but these are a couple of 100 years old, a lot of them. You can see the dates, 1844 in this one. A lot of them are so worn I can barely see them. Pretty sure one of those in the distance is 1790 something. Yeah, pretty old. And that's the side of the town hall there, which has been refurbished. I haven't been inside it since it was refurbished. I used to go there for the yearly beer festival, a bit of a pilgrimage. But I don't think they hold that in there anymore, probably because they've spent so much money on it. They don't want some drunken bums vomiting all over the place by having too much drink. I'm trying to look across at the other bank because I saw somebody saying before there's a small window in the bank that used to be a underground pub. That's definitely before my time, but I don't see it. But then I'm kind of getting obscured by all the trees. I'll walk down a bit and see what I can spot. Nah, I don't see any window peeking out the embankment. Maybe it's where it's all overgrown there. And that building's derelict now, so could have been there, not sure. It's probably a good reason why it closed down anyway. It's the first time I've seen all those flats over there. They're new. Used to be an old nightclub there that I went to when I was younger, called The Area. I think it changed name eventually. That was way back in the 90s, early 90s. And the first ever pub I went into was next door, called Make for the Border. Ah, lovely. The memories. I'm going to walk around to the front of the town hall, and then I'm going to decide where to walk next. So there is the old mill buildings over towards Seed Hill, but I'm not going to go there today because I want to do a video where I basically find all the old listed buildings built by the Coateses, the family that used to basically run and own the mills. And I'm going to save that for another day. You know, I'll get a better view of the town hall if I cut out to the side of the abbey here. Honestly, the abbey never ceases to amaze me. You can actually go right up to the top of the tower on some open days during the year. Don't know if it's open today. Now, I came here to get a picture of the town hall, but I'm standing right behind a tree, so that wasn't a very good planning, was it? Move to the side a bit. There we go. So an interesting fact for you. Obviously, Edinburgh in Scotland has the most listed buildings in Scotland and the highest density of listed buildings per square mile. But Paisley has the second highest density of listed buildings in the town in the whole of Scotland. There might be towns with more listed buildings, but not with as high a density as Paisley has. So although you can walk through the centre of Paisley and some of it is run down, when you actually lift your eyes up and look up and see what the buildings are like, they're so impressive. It's just a pity that you've got all these run-down shops at the ground level. Anyway, I'm going to head back around where I came from, because there's a couple of other buildings I want to show you. I'm not going to go right inside the abbey because it's just too dark. But I'm just going to show you this little cloistered area. There we go. Just sitting here right at the entrance. It's light enough here for the picture to come out, I hope. There we go. Right, charge on. Across the road there is one of the old thread mills and the Watermill Hotel. I want to try and just get to the side of the Watermill Hotel because there's some nice little waterfalls. I believe they're called the Hamels of Paisley. I'm going to try and video those, then we'll head back to the town centre. you go, the Watermill Hotel. Doesn't look particularly busy, but cut down here, should get a nice view of the river and the rapids. There might be people fishing here. Right, there's people fishing down there, so I'm going to go up to the higher point, video for there, so I don't disturb them. And at least up here I'll get a view of the mill as well. Right, head back to town now. I'm going to see if I can find a place called the Small Shot Cottages. I'll have to pass the Paisley Arts Centre to get to it. And it's basically old cottages that have been preserved to look like how they would have looked a century ago, 2 centuries ago, with all the thread weaving machines and stuff in them. Now, as usual, I'm not going to go inside, I'm just going to look at the building. So let's go. That's the Paisley Arts Centre across the road. It's well since I've been here, and it looks like they've put an extension onto it. That bit on the left is new. That's the shopping centre just behind it. Very nice. Now see, if you came to this street in the late 80s, it'd be packed. It was the place where everybody came to. You'd have people coming from Glasgow to come to this street. Not quite the same these days, even though there's still pubs on it. It's not quite as popular as it was then. Nowhere in Paisley is. But still some nice little buildings on it. And as far as I know, Browns Lane here should have some artwork, or it did the last time I was here. Graffiti artwork, there we go. I've never seen this beer garden before. I'll have a nosy round the corner, see what's here. Couple of old guys standing outside it. All new to me. I used to live in Paisley not so well, but I've not lived here for quite a while. So there's a few changes. This is the Small Shot Cottages. All the old stuff inside. I can see somebody wandering about. I'm not going to go in. You've got all these artistic lions dotted about Paisley. Can't remember what they were built for. Yeah. I've only been in there a couple of times. I mean, you've been in a couple of times, you've been in enough. But this is all new. I don't know. That must be part of Small Shots Cottages. Do they serve food now? Don't know. That building is the Paisley Art Gallery and Museum, and as you can see, it's been getting refurbished for a good few years now. Should be spectacular when it opens, but for now it's a work site. They've put that large extension on the side, modern structure. Interesting to see what it's like when it's finished. And up behind it is the observatory, which I've got in another video, so I won't go up there today. And that's the Coates Memorial Church. And the university to my left. But I think the Coates Memorial Church is going to be my last stop today. I'm hoping there's no weddings happening so that I can walk up and get a good video of it. So let's give it a try. If I had to choose my favourite building in Paisley, from the outside at least, I think it would be this one. And the sad thing about it, there's been rumours that it might close down because basically nobody goes to church these days. And how sad would that be if it closed down? Let's look at it. If you've ever watched the TV show Outlander, there was an episode filmed here. I walked past one day and it had all the period cars, people in costumes, because the actress that plays Claire was filming here. Not a bad spot to do a day's work, is it? Get a little bit of a view over Paisley up here. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day there. I hope you've enjoyed a tour of some of the historic buildings in Paisley. It's only maybe a 30-minute walk in about these few buildings. And it's quite a warm day, so I've been taking my time as well. So an easy visit if you fancy it. Anyway, thanks for watching and cheerio now.